Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable WWE edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Fabian, and we have special guest Malik with us in the building. Clap it up. Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you for joining. This was really kind of short notice. This episode was kind of supposed to happen last week, but just due to scheduling, it's happening right now. WrestleMania is tomorrow, so we're just trying to get these predictions out. Just hear how you feel about just what's going on right now, and we're just looking to have a good episode. So thank you for taking some time out for joining us.
Yeah,
Appreciate for having me, man.
Yeah.
uh,
So Fabian, man, our other co-host, your brother is just sick right now, so he's not able to do this episode. So I just want to say, prayers to him and just speedy recovery, so
yeah,
he could
man.
feel better and just be back on the show.
Speedy recovery stuff, Vegas debatable, but yeah, we got it.
Yeah, man. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, WrestleMania is tomorrow. I feel like the WWE universe just had a lot of mixed feelings about the build up to WrestleMania just this year. A lot of people was comparing it to last year and how last year was just so highly anticipated. I want to hear your opinion. Just how do you feel about the build up just to WrestleMania this year compared to just previous years, Marie?
I don't hate the build this year like many people. It's okay. I mean, last year's build to me wasn't that great either. Besides the bloodline stuff, everything else was there. It was alright. You know what I'm saying? Like the bloodline stuff, I feel like was carrying a lot. Going into that build last year because it was so good. So this year, it's a little bit different. I think some people were upset because they went in different directions that I guess we weren't anticipating. It was a little bit different than what people thought. Some people were talking about they wanted Cena and Gunther, and then
Right.
Cody and Randy, and then Rock and Roman, and all these other
Uh,
matches that we thought were gonna
Something
happen.
CM Punk.
Yeah, all these other matches that we thought were gonna happen, and then Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble. So like, oh,
Right.
okay, that's crazy. Didn't expect that. Then Cena turned heel. You're like, what is that? What's going on? Like, this is insane. Like, so they've gone in some different directions, but I don't mind the matches that they had. Cena and Cody. I'm cool with that main event.
Right.
Cena turning heel adds a different aspect to it. The men's triple threat is the match to me has had the best build and the one that I'm most excited for at WrestleMania this year.
Okay.
Really enjoyed the entire story between Seth, Roman, and Punk. The layers of the storyline that go back. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check out the WWE put out on their YouTube the promo package before the match they're going to put out. They put it out on the YouTube. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it.
Right.
Like the
Right.
playlist.
Like the promo package, like before the match when they play like the little package before the match stuff like that. They put it out.
Yeah,
If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out and watch it. It literally will tell you the entire story within that package, like why this is happening, the entire breakdown. It's really, really good. And then everything. I mean, of course, not all the builds are great. There's going to be some bad ones in there. But I think honestly, you look at all the matches. I think all the matches could deliver. Like, there's not a match I look at. It's like, damn. I think that could be a bad match. Like I think all the matches can be pretty solid. There's going to be some that are better than others, but I don't look at a match on this year's Mania where I'm like, damn, this probably be a bad match. And I don't think any of those matches, unless something terrible were to happen within the match. But as far as the match quality, I think all matches could deliver.
Do you feel like, in a sense, like they rushed putting the card together, or how you
Nah,
feel about that?
nah.
Nah.
I mean, I think this was all kind of planned out for a while. I think that was kind of obvious when Jay won the Rumble. Like that was something that nobody was thinking about or anticipating, especially when you had like Punk in there, you had Roman, you had Seth, you had Cena, you had so many other options. I think Jey Uso was like the last guy. People were like pointing out, like, yeah, he's gonna win, especially after the week before he had lost to Gunther in the World
Yeah,
Title match. So nobody was thinking about Jey Uso in the World Championship picture, at least. I mean, you knew he was gonna do something, but nobody was thinking about him being in the World Title picture. And then when he won, I kind of started to think about it and putting it together. I'm like, damn, that was kind of a good swerve. Like nobody was thinking Jay was going to win. And then I think it was kind of smart for them to do the world title match the week before because when he lost, nobody was really thinking
yeah.
about that
There was
aspect.
no credibility behind it.
Yeah, everybody thought it was done for him. Like, oh, okay, well, that's out of the picture for him now. Like nobody had that in their vision. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
And they pretty much kind of told us at the Royal Rumble the men's triple threat was going to happen. That was pretty kind of, they kind of told us that, that was pretty obvious. And then Cena, the only direction for him to go would be Cody after that. Well, who else is going to, I mean, nobody wanted to see him fight Logan Paul. So that was kind of like out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have minded the match, but majority of the fans would have been like, nah, we don't want that. And then before the Kevin Owens match was canceled, Randy and KO was kind of obvious too. That was in the plan since, he got dropped on his head and everything. So like, okay, that's the direction you see them going in with that. What other possible direction could he go in? If Roman's going to be facing Punk and Seth, those are 3 big main eventers and tied in one match. Okay, well, who's left for Cody? Randy's not available either. It's got to be Cena. Cena's the only guy that makes sense. The heel turn we didn't see coming, but that would be the guy that makes sense. So I think they kind of had what they wanted planned out for a while. They may have rushed some other matches in there, but the big ones, I think they had the big ones spaced out for quite a while. We just didn't see it.
Yeah, I just think a key component I think is like The Rock also, right? We talked about last year the whole bloodline thing. The Rock we were just seeing him a lot more, and it just made more sense because you also brought up John Cena's heel turn. And supposedly he sold his soul to The Rock, and then we didn't really hear but one reference just addressing the whole thing. So I think The Rock not being here, I think definitely played a part in just the whole build up just to WrestleMania because he's just still just a big part in WWE. We all know whenever he comes back, like he's just the number one headline and the number one story. So I feel like that was just an interesting thing to see him do that, at the Elimination Chamber, and then for him just to just sort of just disappear. Like what did you just think about that?
I mean, it doesn't kind of surprise me. He kind of just dips in and out, really. I mean, there was already kind of stuff going around that he wasn't going to wrestle this year. So it kind of seemed crazy after what we got last year. So you're like, well, how could he not wrestle this year after what we got last year? But I mean, I don't know the man's life. He's probably doing 100 things at once at a time. So I'm sure he had other obligations. I still think he probably shows up at Mania, to me at least. I'd be kind of surprised. I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't. But I mean, I'm not really too surprised that he hasn't really been there. The main focus has really been between Cena and Cody. So I kind of like that, he wasn't around much because last year when he was around for the build for his match, a lot of people felt that the build for that Mania felt more about Cody and Rock than it did for Cody and Roman. You know what I mean? So, this year, I like the aspect of, him stepping back and letting Cody and Cena tell their story and their focal point of, why Cena did what he did and Cody having to stand up for himself and everything. So I'm not really tripping over him not being there. I feel like he should be at Mania, though, a part of this story. He's still part of the story aspect, so.
Okay. All right, so we can just get right into just all these matchups, right? Night one, a lot of interesting, people on the card, especially with this match right here. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. A match I feel like that's one that kind of just came out of nowhere. I do get the LWO just going against American Made and then Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio. I kind of get all of that. But my real question is because I think the match is just gonna be good, but how long do they go with this storyline? Like, do they expose? Like, in my opinion, I feel like in the match they just have to expose that it's Shad Gable. Because how long are they really gonna go on with this if El Grande Americano just ends up winning the match? So I'm just real interested just to see how WWE just executes this. Fabian, how you feel about that match?
I like the match. I feel like they should have put a stipulation on it. Make it like loser has to take off their mask if they really wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. But other than that, Rey Mysterio, he was gonna be in WrestleMania, so they gave him that little match with Chad Gable. I like it though. Like I like that match.
Well, I'm not. I guess I can't say I'm too surprised. It's on the card. It doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania match necessarily, but they have been telling that little story for a little bit, for quite some time. I think one thing we have to acknowledge is not this is not Chad Gable. Clearly, this is El Grande Americano. So
My bad.
Chad Gable not having a WrestleMania match again is crazy. I don't know what's going on over there with Chad Gable, man. Justice for that guy. El Grande Americano, he's got a bright future, but I think Rey Mysterio is probably gonna win.
So, are you saying that El Grande Americano is not Chad Gable,
Of course, we already saw the
but
proof.
but so he just has an affiliation with American Made, but they're just two different people.
Yeah, I mean he's from the Gulf of America, so I mean he's American. You feel me? So he represents the American people. That's what he wants to do. You feel me? It's like when they try to say Elias and Ezekiel were the same person. Clearly, they were brothers. I mean, I don't know what more proof people needed. So I mean, it's a clear cut day. Yeah, Grande Americano is not Chad Gable, man. We saw the guy get arrested in the back, and then Chad Gable pulled up in the interview, and we saw the proof. I mean,
How do we know that's the same guy though?
what you mean?
What if he was just wearing a mask?
Nah, it's two different people, man. Two different people.
Yeah, all right.
What's Chad Gable got a lie for? I'm just saying, what does he got a lie for?
No, I'm just saying that Chad Gable is sort of a weasel. I feel like he does a lot of conniving things. I feel like he's untrustworthy, and I feel El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. But just to play into this, do we feel like he wins the match, El Grande Americano over Rey Mysterio?
He
Does
should.
he have to win?
He should. I don't think he will though, but I think he should.
Damn.
They're probably gonna have him win and then he'll unmask or something crazy like that. I don't know
Right.
because I
Right.
don't think this story gonna stretch out too much longer.
Yeah,
Right.
and I don't think they'll let Rey Mysterio lose at Mania. Like he's a legend. I don't think they would just they want to give him that win, that satisfaction. Typically, what they do.
Yeah, they didn't even have him lose to Dom and Mania
Yeah.
2 years ago. So I think
Okay.
Ray probably will get it.
All right, so let's move on to the next match. We got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I feel like the build up to this has been very, very good. I feel like the whole time, I thought it was Naomi. I just never thought they was really gonna include Bianca into it. Um, Jade Cargill, I feel like there's just been a lot of talk about her just in ring. I remember when we had Alan Owens on the show in one of our episodes, and I felt that when I watched her in Liv Morgan, I feel like Jade Cargill has gotten a lot better, but I feel like he felt a little different. I think they're both gonna deliver in this match. In terms of who wins, I'm still I'm still not even sure like just what direction that they go in because I feel like Naomi's been playing her character so well, but I feel like Jade Cargill is just such a big force and her name is just her name. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see who wins.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Jade at first, after she did the big comeback, revealed like it was Naomi who did it. But really watching Naomi, like when she was working with Bianca Belair in their tag run, you know what I mean? Like I feel like she's got way better as a wrestler and like as an entertainer as well. So once they picked up that feud, like you can even see like on Twitter they're going back and forth. In person, she's cutting better promos. I feel like Naomi just got better within this little gap period leading up to this. So
Right.
I feel like maybe Naomi gets the edge, but I just like the work that she's put in like leading up to this.
Yeah, I really hope Naomi wins this match. I feel like she could really be somebody they can invest to build up for their main event scene, especially with this new character arc. The only thing she really needed to me was to drop the glow gimmick and turn heel. I feel like that kind of ran its course, and I like the whole proceed with caution gimmick and everything. I like what she's been doing. Jade, I still think will be a superstar. I think she has the look, and she's somebody that WWE definitely wants to put up there. I don't know if she's really ready yet, but I like to see Naomi get the dub.
Okay. If I just had to choose, damn, I think they're gonna go with Jade Cargill. I just feel like just on the WrestleMania stage, I feel like a lot of times they do like to go with the, like just the good guy in terms of this match, just the good woman. And I I think they're just gonna give her like just that push. I think down the line, Bianca somehow just gets involved in this in just some capacity, and they could really just get everything just out of this story. But I do think Jade Cargill I think as the underdog, we'll win this match at WrestleMania. So you're saying that you don't think Jay Cargill is really ready yet. So if they was to sort of like push her to sort of like go for the championship, do you think like that would be a bad idea?
I don't know if she. I'm not saying she's not ready. I guess we have to wait and see what happens at Mania. She hasn't really had this type of high profile match on a big stage like this in a singles capacity. So if she does really well, then I could see her being champion probably within the next year or so. If I'm being honest, if it doesn't go so well, and maybe they'll try to wait a little longer, and hopefully she'll continue to improve to get to where WWE wants her to be.
We also got to think there's like mid card titles for women now. You know, they got the women's Intercontinental and the women's USA. So
Yeah.
you could like build her credibility, putting her in one of the matches. She's on SmackDown, so the US title I feel like would give her a good boost in her career. So you don't have to start big. You know what I mean?
Right.
WWE champion, but you could start off mid card, even though she's not mid card really, but you could give her something to work with.
Right. Okay. The War Raiders versus the New Day. I think there's been a lot of negative backlash just towards this match, and I do understand it because I feel like everyone's saying, it's kind of a disservice just to what they've been doing over there on SmackDown and their tag division and just building it up. And I feel everybody thought we was gonna get like this crazy ladder match at Mania, and it just ended up not happening. I feel like with this New Day thing, it was interesting to see, just from the beginning when everyone thought Kofi and Xavier Woods was gonna break up, but then they end up turning on Big E. But then I feel after that they kind of dropped the ball with it a little bit. I get, they was really trying to show that they were heels and going against all the crowds overseas and all that, but I feel they could have did a little bit more with it. And just the War Raiders, they're definitely a good tag team. Whenever they have a match and I watch, I'm definitely entertained. But I just don't think no one really gains too much out of winning this match. I just feel like the tag division on Raw is just kind of a mess anyway. Like because now if one of these teams do win, who where do they
Yeah, yeah,
like
nothing to
like
work
even
with.
go next? Like the Judgment Day already kind of did their thing with the title, so it's like unless we're talking about like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, it's just I just don't understand. But how do y'all feel about this match on Mania?
I'll just say the New Day should win. I mean, the match I'm sure will be good, but I feel like they gotta put the title on the New Day. I mean, ever since they turned heel, they kind of really haven't done much with them, which is kind of a little disappointing. So I got to give it to the New Day.
I could live without this match, especially at WrestleMania. Like
Yeah.
it has no traction to it. It's nothing big. Uh, they really dropped the ball on the SmackDown division though with the tag titles. You could have
Right.
put them at Mania, and then it would have been 10 times bigger because the work that they've been putting in, like they all made a name for themselves in the tag division. So that would have been 10 times bigger if you do that at Mania rather than this match with War Raiders and New Day.
Yeah, so I don't even have like too much more to say on that match. I just think once again in ring, I think they're definitely gonna perform, but just in terms of the build up, I just don't think they just did the proper justice. Um LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, a match that I am looking forward to. It's just that I'm a big LA Knight
Bars.
fan. And I feel like Jacob Fatu is just gonna get the win. I just feel he's about to get this major push because I feel like he can do great things with the US title and really just go on a rampage. Right. He definitely does give me like Umaga vibes. He's relentless. I feel like there's not too much he can't do in the ring. His promo is great. But once again, I feel like now what do we do with LA Knight after this? Is he now just gonna go for like the top titles? Um, how y'all feel?
I'll let you go ahead, man. I'll let you go.
All right. I think there's something bigger to this match. I think we get maybe see Jacob dominating, maybe get a solo interference, but he thinks he's doing justice by it, and Solo ends up costing him the match, So LA Knight still keeps the title and the credibility, but then you really see the Bloodline 2.0 break up, and then you could do that build up leading to SummerSlam. I feel like that would be a bigger match because Jacob has a record, like he hasn't been pinned yet since he's been in WWE. So
Right.
the only way like he would go down is if interference will cost him the match or something along those lines. But I do think it's gonna be a good match. I definitely do like LA Knight and him going at it. Like that's gonna be a good match for WrestleMania. Give me LA Knight though, just off of that though.
Okay.
I agree with him. I think Solo is going to interfere and either accidentally or purposely cost Jacob the match, which allow LA Knight to retain. And Jacob has to lose at some point. Can't stay undefeated forever. I feel like from a storyline perspective, it would make a lot of sense for him to lose this match, and he would still be protected losing the way he would with Solo interfering. And then LA Knight can go on to be U.S. champion for a little bit longer because I feel like with him just getting the title back, he can keep it for a couple more months and then move up on the card,
Mm-hmm.
after.
Okay. Okay. So, like, if LA Knight does win and Jacob Fatu does lose, who would y'all want to see LA Knight possibly go up against next? Like, would that be someone like Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman would be cool. I mean, I know the roster's going to change because they're probably going to do a draft.
Yeah, the
So,
draft.
and Braun Strowman would be fine. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind somebody like Damian Priest. I'd be cool with a little feud like that. That'd be fine by me. Um, they have some options if they want to go on different routes. Sheamus could be good. If they want to do something like that aspect. Sami Zayn could be a nice feud as well. If they need another top heel for him to face, like bad guy. I mean, there's they could do somebody like Solo. They could throw him in there, like if they want to do like a triple threat with Jacob and Solo added into it. There's something on that aspect.
Right.
You could always throw Mello back in there too if they wanted to.
Carmelo Hayes.
Don't miss.
You see, I feel like that's someone that WWE really has to push because he gives me like MVP vibes. I feel like if you was to put the U.S. Championship on him, I just feel like just the way he could play his character, just like also his skills in the ring. I think that's someone who would be a great person to feud with LA Knight with.
Yeah, Mello would be fire.
That's my guy right there.
The next matchup we got Gunther versus Jay Uso.
Yeah.
Another another matchup that I'm conflicted on because I feel like they're just gonna make Jay Uso win, and I feel like that's a little bit of a disservice to Gunther because I feel like his run just hasn't really been what I expected. I feel like he could have went up against a lot of different people, and he could have had a better reign. Jay Uso, I feel what he does in ring doesn't hit the bar for me to make him like a champion like this because whoever he goes up against next, I just feel like I I just feel Gunther should win this match and he's not, and I'm upset. Fabian, just how do you feel?
Uh, uh, I don't know. Gunther's reign it's been mediocre for the most part. I feel like, yeah, you could wrestle, but there's no like real substance behind him winning the title. I feel like his best match, and he didn't even have the title yet, is when he went up against Damian Priest, and that was actually a good match. Like leading up to it, like the build up was great. You feel me? And they put on a good match even with the Finn interference. But I feel like either way you go is sort of a disservice to whoever loses, just because of how Jay put in work to be in this position, even though he's lost multiple times. And Gunther can't really lose to a guy like Jay Uso. Like back to back manias, you're losing to people like Sami Zayn and then Jay Uso. But I don't know. I'm going with Jay Uso though. I think he shocks people at Mania. I think he puts on a good match. I think he's been working, and he'll definitely prove a lot of people wrong at Mania.
Jay and Gunther have had pretty good matches in the past, so I think the match will be pretty good at Mania. The match at Saturday Night's main event was pretty good.
That was tough.
They had some good matches. Uh, you know, back in 2024 as well. So I feel like though Jey Uso he gotta win. I mean, I don't see how you can invest all this time in Jey Uso. You gave him the Royal Rumble win. All the stuff that Gunther did to Jimmy and Jay talking about he got to get him now, like it's personal. Like for him to go 0-4 against Gunther, that's nasty. I'm not gonna lie, that could do a lot of harm to Jey Uso. Like that honestly could be the end of his push. Like if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, why should anybody still believe in him to potentially still be a main event guy? Like what story can they possibly tell at that point? Why should I still believe in this guy to be quote unquote main event Jey Uso when he's had chances? Some of those were justified because maybe somebody interfered, he got screwed, so it was like, okay, justifiable reasons. But he's facing a guy that is kind of like his kryptonite, somebody that he hasn't been able to overcome. And eventually in wrestling, when you tell those stories, you always have to have the guy overcome the person eventually. You know what I mean? Like that's the point of wrestling. Like what good does it look for somebody to continue to lose to somebody time and time again, and then you tell this big major story where it's like, oh, this is gonna happen right here, and then he doesn't win? It's like, bro, what's the hope? What's the point? You feel me? Like I'm not a crazy Jey Uso guy. Like I mean, I respect him. He's cool. Gunther is cool as well. More of an Ilya guy, to be honest, than a Gunther guy. But I think Gunther will be fine. He could take the loss. I mean, he's already been proven to be a Triple H guy. You look at majority of his time in WWE, he's had a title like 80% of his time in WWE. When it was NXT UK, he held that title for 870 days. Then he won the Intercontinental title, held that for 666 days. He's been the World Heavyweight Champion for almost about a year going into that frame. He won King of the Ring. Like Gunther's gonna be fine. Like he's gonna be in a good spot. You know what I mean? Now, whether or not Jay can prove to be a good world champion, I mean, I don't know. That's yet to be determined. I don't know what he can be like as a champion, but I don't think that's an excuse for him not to win though. Like you got to take a risk sometimes, and sometimes it may pay off, sometimes it may not pay off.
So I want to ask you real quick. Is it a bad thing, like, because what you just said, that we don't know how he's gonna be as a champion? Like, is that bad, or is that just a thing?
I don't think that's bad. I mean, there's a lot of people we didn't know how they were gonna be as champion when Damian Priest won. I didn't know if he was gonna be a good world champion.
Yeah,
I thought his reign was pretty good though for what it was. It was pretty solid. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It was pretty solid.
It was effective
for what it was. You know what I mean? Some people, you just don't know what some people are going to turn out to be when they turn out to be champion. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the people, like, John Cena has 16 championships, right? But if you really go back and look at all those reigns, how many of those are really great? You know what I mean? Like he had some good ones, but out of all those, though, were all of them great? No, there were some ones in there that was ass. There was some of those was not good. Like doesn't make him a bad champion. It's just some of those reigns just didn't live up to the expectation. So for Jey Uso, it's like he's the one guy that has to win at WrestleMania more than anybody. I feel like out of everybody, he has to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's like you invest all this time into him. You tell the story. You gave him the Rumble win. Like you have to. I feel like you have to capitalize on the opportunity. Like the fans they're so weird because the fans are the ones that made Jey Uso this popular. So this is why he's getting this opportunity, because he definitely wasn't handpicked by WWE for sure. The fans made Jey Uso as popular as he was, and now the WWE is listening to that. Okay, giving him this opportunity, now it's an issue. Y'all see, but this is what y'all wanted, bro. Like y'all,
the IWC, man, they never fails,
bro. Y'all wanted him to be Roman at SummerSlam 2 years ago. Y'all was mad when he lost that. Y'all was mad when he lost all them Intercontinental title matches to Gunther, or the match he lost to Damian Priest at Backlash when he had that crazy entrance. You know what I mean? Like y'all been waiting for him to get this opportunity, then he's finally getting it, and now it's an issue. Now people want to nitpick. Well, we didn't want him to get the world title a push, bro. A push is a push at the end of the day. He's getting the push because how the people have reacted to him.
Yeah.
The internet is one thing, but every place they've been to, I ain't seen one person not Buddhist, man. And no matter what country they go to, what state they go to, I ain't seen one crowd that wasn't eating out there. So WWE obviously looking at that like, oh, the internet's saying one thing, but when we go to these places, yeah, it's gonna be different. But you know how crazy his entrance is about to be tomorrow at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
His entrance is about to be insane, bro.
Especially with that big crowd, he gonna have to walk through everybody. Yeah. Unless he goes down the ramp. I don't know what he about to do.
Even then though, but like when he gets on the rope, bro.
Yeah, crazy.
Going shake.
You saw the stage? You saw the stage for WrestleMania 41?
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, whether you like Jey Uso or not, you have to understand logical booking. Like, you can't invest all this time. You remember when Jeff Hardy back in like '08 was so popular, so
Yeah.
crazy over, right? And he kept fighting Triple H for the WWE title. And he kept losing.
Kept losing.
And he kept coming close and losing. Then they had the triple threat of Armageddon. Can you imagine if he didn't win that match?
Yeah.
Imagine if Jeff Hardy didn't win that match. And we would look back like, damn, they really never had Jeff Hardy win the WWE title, bro. Like, it didn't last long. And obviously Jeff was his own biggest enemy. But it's like, bro, they were investing in that story, telling us Jeff is this underdog and he's trying to grab that brass ring, but he's coming so close and he can't get it, only to finally achieve it, bro. That championship win was so emotional for a lot of people because they wanted it to happen for so long. You can't tell stories like that not for it to happen. You know what I mean? Like if Kofi didn't win at WrestleMania, it would have been like, bro, why? What was the point?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just for the moment. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be this outstanding champ, but that moment, like it lives forever. So you have to sometimes pull the trigger on stuff like that. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, because like Jeff Hardy's reign only lasted a month, so his reign wasn't anything. But that moment is always like nostalgia for a lot of people, especially for people. You know, I grew up in that era, so you know I don't know if we were on the same age or not, but like I grew up in that era. You know what I mean? Like that was the time that I was coming up. So it's like that's a moment that, and I wasn't even a big like Jeff Hardy guy growing up, but like I knew like from a story perspective, I'm like, nah, they can't have him lose, bro. Like he gonna get it eventually, right? Like. Got to win it eventually, bro. Like he can't just not win it. Like, that to me is just like you got to give it to Jay, bro. If he goes 0-4 against, but that's an NBA final sweat, bro. NBA final sweat, right there, bro. You know how crazy that is, bro.
No, that's crazy. Not for sure,
nasty,
for sure,
bro. Like
that's definitely crazy. No, you just definitely made some great points. Definitely, just like I said, I know he's going to win. If I could bet on FanDuel, I'll put $1,000 Jay Uso's gonna win. It's just
for sure,
I just feel hopefully maybe one day Gunther could just win the title again and just have a better reign.
Gunther will be the champ again. He'll be the champ again for sure. I mean, look how when he lost the IC title last year, how quick was it before the next night he came out and said, "Yeah, all right, King of the Ring, I'm gonna get that."
Yeah, I'm in that.
And then he got it, bro. It's like, all right, man, so he's gonna be fine again, bro. Like he'll win it back. I don't know if he'll beat Jay for it again, but
probably not.
I think he'll win it back for sure. I would like to kind of see what Gunther can do without a title, though. Like, what kind of stories can he tell, you know, without a championship? You know, like what the people that wrestle and stuff. I like to see a little different aspect of that. And then for Jey Uso, honestly, the only thing they have to do with him is just put him in storylines against great heels that can make him a better babyface. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think one of his first challengers realistically could be Logan Paul. Like that's ultimate heel, ultimate babyface. That's of course, because that's somebody that the fans aren't going to want to see. Like, I think they're going to match him up with people at first that the fans are going to have like no choice to root for Jay. So if he matches up with like Logan Paul, how many people are going to realistically cheer for Logan Paul over Jey Uso? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be a little fear of like, what if they actually put the title on Logan? You know what I mean? I'm not saying they will, but like, I think that would kind of be a fear in people's mind. Like, oh man, I don't know, man. Like, they do kind of value Logan Paul. Like, people don't like him, but I mean, they got his logo in the middle of the ring. Like, he's obviously marketable for WWE. So it's like, ooh, what if they really kind of go that route? I think that could be a story they could tell. That's like real ultimate heel versus ultimate good guy. Like that's.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think that's like majority of the fans. That's gonna be a match where I feel like it's not gonna be split. It's gonna be like, no, we strictly over here for Jey Uso, and everybody else is not for Logan Paul. You feel me? So I could see them stretching out something like that for some top heels, you know. So. And then he could dabble in there with some other people like AJ would be a great little match they could have. You know, I think that would be cool. Seth Rollins could be a good match too. Like he could have some good matches with some people. I don't think his run would be too long. Maybe he hosts till SummerSlam, maybe, but it's really all just about who they match him up with for me. Like if they even want to go back to the Roman stuff, that'd be interesting. You know what I mean? Because when he was fighting Roman, he hadn't really reached that apex. I don't even think he was saying yeet yet. Last time he had fought Roman, like that's how long it's been. You feel me? So like now Jay could be like, I'm the big dog now. You feel me? Like I'm the guy. Like you was the guy once, but I'm the guy now. And maybe they could go in that direction. I don't know. I mean, there's different layers they could do.
Facts. All right. The next matchup we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh gosh, this build has
I
been so ass, bro.
I feel now I'm one of the ones because I feel
It's
like
so
I feel like the community is divided. I'm one of the ones that likes all the drama. I like the promo. Yes, I did. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if it was true. I don't care if the DM really happened or who the 0 and 3. I like that they was talking shit. They went off script. Boo hoo. It's not the first time it happened. Ain't gonna be the last time it happened. I think before that happened, the build up was a little mid and it was kind of just looking like Charlotte was just kind of just babying her. I think Tiffany just shot a half court shot and that shit went in. I don't think there's no one thought that went in. So now in terms of who's gonna win, I really can't. I don't know because I feel I can see it going either way. I can see them just going the Charlotte route and just she Charlotte Flair and just beating her father's record and all that stuff. Or do they just say no? Tiffany can hold her own weight and really just continue to be the champion. So I don't know. I'm really interested to see how y'all feel. Malik, I already seen your reaction to what I said. So how do you feel about this matchup?
the match. I think will be good. When the bell rings, I don't think the match will be bad. Um, but once again, Charlotte has another WrestleMania build that just is not. I don't know, but her builds are just not good, bro. When it goes to WrestleMania matches, bro, like
Okay.
the builds are just not good. But the matches though, when the bell rings, the matches be going crazy. So this build has not been great to me. It's been all over the place. It's felt so weird. Even the personal shots, like I like when it gets personal, but even that was like that shit was whack, bro. Like that did not feel like when she said Kaiser my DMs, bro. Somebody posted on Twitter like Louis Kaiser might be the first guy to get accused
Facts.
of cheating. Nobody believed it.
Facts.
She said
You
that.
like
I was like, nah, he ain't do that. He
you
ain't
mean like when Tiffy said she 0-3?
that was crazy too, but it was like it just I don't know, bro. It just feels so like it feels like they little kids like taking shots at each other where it's like they trying to one up each other. Like they're in an argument and they capping on each other and one person says something and it's like, nah, I gotta
But
outdo you.
but this is kind of also what females do. Like so,
Yeah, to an extent, yeah, it's cool, but I mean it just the build I feel like I wasn't expecting the build to be anything spectacular anyway, but
okay.
I don't like what either of them are doing. Tiffany's promos have not been great to me. Her delivery, especially, I mean, it's more so her delivery. I don't know if maybe it's just because she's a babyface now. I think she's more authentic as a heel. She's more natural as a heel. Obviously, when she goes up against like Charlotte Flair, she's not going to get booed over Charlotte. So I mean, I understand why they would have to turn her into a heel. I mean, a babyface for that reason. And the crowd has been cheering her, but it's just I don't know, man. The promo segments haven't been good. It's just I don't know if they really don't like each other. I don't know what it is, but I think the match will be fine though. Like when the bell rings, I have no doubt the match will be good. Charlotte has proven that she can put on good matches, so has Tiffany. So I think the match will be fine. Just the build has just that build has been that build has not been great to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I don't care who wins. This match just doesn't do anything for me. But it should be good though. There you go.
What the hell?
Of course, I want to see Wendell. I definitely don't want to see Charlotte win. Though. I just she had too many championships. I feel like eventually she can win another title, but I feel like Tiffany just needs it more for the future. You know what I mean? Like if Tiffany lost, I wouldn't feel like she's cooked. Like if Jay lost, I'd be like, no, he cooked. If Tiffany loses, I'm like, okay, I can see her bouncing back. I kind of feel like she needed that win, but all right, I think she's gonna be fine. She'll be back. But I just feel like Charlotte, most of her reigns haven't really been that great, and she's not a bad wrestler. I don't even dislike her, but it's just she does nothing for me when it comes to development. Like she hasn't evolved with her character. Like she's been the same for like 10 years now since like NXT. I don't know if y'all watch NXT during like when she was there, like Black and Gold. She's literally been the same. She has never changed. I'm the queen. Woo, Ric Flair's daughter. Like she's literally just been the same the entire time. I want to be the champion. I'm going after the championship. I just want to see what she can do. Like, can we tell stories with Charlotte where she's not going after the title? She got 14 reigns. Okay, that's cool. But like, what can she do when she's vulnerable and she can't win a championship and she can't go after the title.
Mhm.
That's what I want to see from her character arc. Her entire gimmick has just been the same the entire time. So for me, that's just part of the reason why I don't want to see her win at Mania. It's just like I just want to see her do a little bit something different. I'm not saying she can't be champ ever again, but as of right now, I just feel like Tiffany, she just needs a little bit more.
Okay. Nah, yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Just shout out to the both of them. Like I said, I don't know who's gonna win the match, but whoever does, I just hope that the storylines they have coming up is just better than what we've been getting. Let's talk the main event: Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. A lot of people calling it the custody battle of Paul Heyman. Um, I feel like Punk's going to win the match. I just been seeing so many different type of outcomes and what people think is gonna happen. I'm interested to see just once again what direction that WWE goes in. Um, I just want to say this though. I think like Roman, I think is an underdog in this matchup, but I think Roman just with no Paul Heyman, just I think the character that he's gonna show before he just kind of just ends everything. I think it's gonna be a dangerous Roman. I feel like he feels betrayed. I feel like he really thought Paul Heyman was someone that would like just wouldn't do this to him, and the fact that Paul Heyman has, I feel like Roman is just a real dangerous character just going into this match. So I'm interested to see what happens. Um, how do y'all feel?
Well, you know how I feel. I felt like Seth Rollins was the glue the entire time to why this buildup even happened in the first place. And I'm still sticking to that, especially seeing with now Paul Heyman is sort of leaning towards him and not even Roman and CM Punk anymore. And he's always, it feels like sometimes he's the odd man out, but he's putting so much into this that I feel like he could wind up getting the win in WrestleMania. So I'm leaning towards Seth Rollins.
Okay.
This is tough, man. I'm gonna roll with CM Punk. Seth Rollins is a dark horse for sure. I feel like where I see the story going is going to play a part of another match that we're going to talk about. I think CM Punk wins. He's going to pin Roman in the match. I think Seth.
Mm.
That's going to add more fuel to the Roman and Seth feud because Seth has been trying to keep Punk out of the main event. Roman has kind of been underlooking CM Punk in Seth's eyes, like you're not really seeing what I'm seeing, bro. Like you're getting played right now. You feel me? And then CM Punk uses that favor. I think, not saying Paul Heyman will turn on Roman, but I think Punk pins Roman, and then Seth just absolutely just goes crazy. Like, bro, this all happened because of you. He won at WrestleMania because of you. He didn't have to be there. I could have took him out. We could have got rid of him. It could have just been you and me at WrestleMania. But now he won, and he's moving on to other stuff. Now we got to deal with our own issues now together. So that's what I feel like is going to happen. Seth winning is cool, but I don't really want to see Seth and Paul Heyman together. I don't know. I'm not really moved by that. I feel like there's more story in there with Punk and Roman as well because I think there could be like a SummerSlam match between the two that they could be telling as well. But that's my prediction for that. I think Punk wins, he pins Roman, and then Seth is just gonna be like, bro, you see, you see why you should listen to me, bro. You think I'm the bad guy? I know I destroyed the Shield years and years ago and everything, but I tried to tell you. You was looking at the wrong guy. You was worried about me the whole time. No, I tried to tell you who the cancer was in this and who the problem was, and now look what happened. He got Paul
Mm.
Heyman with him. You're not even with Paul Heyman anymore. He won the main event of WrestleMania. Now he's moving on to other stuff, and look where we're at right now. So
Mm.
that's how I see it going.
Right. So another possible scenario that I seen was that Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman is gonna join John Cena and The Rock, and they're gonna have their faction. I think that would also be interesting. I did see how some people made the no, not the comparison, but pointed out just some hints that maybe Seth Rollins has been dropping, possibly towards doing something like that. So just a trip, just all three of them just being in this match and just it being a triple threat, I think just leads to just so many possibilities, just so many different type of storylines. I definitely agree with you though, Malik. I do think CM Punk just ends up winning this match. You know, it's his first WrestleMania, technically main event, and I think that he's definitely just gonna get that win. Um,
You gotta watch out for a guy like Seth Rollins, man.
Facts.
Yeah, I think Roman's up here, CM Punk is up here, but Seth is he's still there, bro.
nah, Seth is definitely that dude, and I definitely think I could see them pulling the trigger on him winning the match. I don't think there's a clear cut winner, but I think if I just had to choose, I just think they just go in the direction of CM Punk winning, and he walks into the sunset just with Paul Heyman by his side. But that's night one. So once again, that's going down tomorrow. So many interesting matchups. I'm just so interested to see what Triple H does in the creative and just what direction that they're going. Night two also has some, banger matchups, and one of them, to start off, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, a matchup we, hinted at a little bit earlier. Um, the build up, I would really give it like a 3 out of 10. Like, I feel like this was another one. They wasn't really sure what to do. I feel like they kind of hinted at AJ Styles and Braun Breaker and just so many different things, but they ended up doing Logan and AJ. Um, they're both very, very talented in ring, so I think it's gonna be a great match. But I don't. I just don't see what the win does for either of them. I don't think a loss really hurts either of them really either. Um, I just hope that they perform. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, the in ring will be phenomenal. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I think AJ Styles wins though.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, it's really much I can say about it.
Yeah, the build hasn't really been anything too spectacular. I think Logan Paul's going to win though. This honestly could be the best match of the week though, if we're being honest. Like the match, I think could
Wait,
really.
wait, 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 hold on. You said the best match of the weekend?
Yeah, this could be the best match. Like bell to bell wise, this could be the best match of the week. Like realistically, Logan Paul's had a lot of great matches
No,
against a lot of
no.
people, and AJ
Oh, he
Styles.
has.
AJ Styles is. I mean, he's a little older now, but he still can. I think he still can put on great matches. So I know a lot of people don't like Logan Paul, but his matches are really good, bro. So
No, his matches is definitely great. I said this on a previous episode though. I do think he needs to work on his promo skills a little bit and just
yeah,
try to work
easily.
on
Yeah,
Yeah.
controlling the crowd a little bit better and just be a little more witty with his punchlines. That's me dissecting, but that's what I
No,
think he really has to.
his promos definitely need to improve. But when you look at his catalog against like the big performers he's been in the ring with like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, all these people, those matches were really, really good. So I feel like this could be the best match of the week for real. Like the build hasn't been great, but like bell to bell wise,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
this could be the best match of the week.
Yeah, okay. If we're talking just bell to
that
bell wise, I could definitely see where you're coming from.
Depending on how much time they get and stuff like that, but
Facts.
like bell to bell wise, yeah, this match could be
Um,
crazy.
so where do you think though, like a guy like AJ Styles goes after this match? Like, does he go into the title picture? Like, what do we
He
do with
doesn't.
him in like his last sort of run, I guess, in WWE?
He's at a stage where he should just be putting people over. I feel like helping others. I would like to see him go into a feud with Karrion Cross after WrestleMania. I
Mm,
re-
facts.
I
they
really
had a
like
great match on Raw.
I really like what they've been doing with Karrion Cross. I just feel like they need to do more of him on TV. Like I like his character arc. His promos are really good. They had a pretty good match on Raw. I would love to see AJ and Karrion Cross have a little storyline. So and then Logan Paul, like I said, he can move on to Jey Uso or he can something else. He can do. He can fight
Mhm.
anybody, honestly. But um, I that's what I see happening. So that's why I said Logan Paul. I think Logan wins. I don't know if you guys saw a promo that Karen cut on social media. I think WWE posted on their socials, but it was after
Yes.
the loss, and he was talking about why AJ needed to win. You got to do it for us. Like we're the real wrestlers. Like, I mean, like you can't let the social media guy come in and take that. And basically saying like if you lose, there could be consequences, or like something
Mhm.
like it could be like justified reasons why like, things could happen. You know what I mean? So I could see them. I could see a story like that happening where like Logan win, maybe he cheats to win or something like that. And then of course like Karrion comes out and he's like, you should listen to me. Like this is what happens, like something like that aspect. So I would like to see something like that happen. I
Yeah,
can see them going in that direction.
I like how
Oh,
they make Karen Cross that little devil's advocate, for all these guys
He's like
backstage.
deal maker, bro.
Like he pops out a corner and just, hey, let me talk to you,
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
he
yeah.
tries to lure you into the dark side. I like that, but they should
right.
definitely put him on TV more.
Facts, facts, facts. I definitely think that's actually what they're gonna do. Um, the next matchup, the only match on this whole WrestleMania weekend with the stipulation, we got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a street fight. I definitely think that Drew McIntyre should have got maybe just and this isn't disrespect to Damian Priest, but I definitely think just based off the work he did, last year, just a different, type of matchup. But I think that him and Damian Priest is gonna be a good match. I do think Drew is going to win though, and I think that gives him some momentum. Just go like just trying to go towards the Cody Rhodes picture. And I'm not really sure what Damian Priest does after this, but I'll be interested to see. But once again, I got Drew McIntyre winning this match.
Yeah, we're the same. Drew McIntyre's been putting in just phenomenal work with what you give him. It's gonna be He's gonna have his time where he's gonna go back for the belt. This is just maybe a filler. The story does make sense though. The build up was good for their story. I like it, but I just think Drew McIntyre he's gonna get what he deserves. So he gets put over in this match. Going forward, he'll probably have more title aspirations. But Drew McIntyre.
I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre as well. This feud has been a lot of lately overhated to me. I've really enjoyed the build that they've been doing, the story they've been telling. This is the match that I think will be the best match of the week for WrestleMania. The one that I think will not only over exceed expectations, but two guys who I feel like have something to prove still, which is crazy. A lot of people have been sleeping on Damian Priest still. A lot of people still, I feel like, underestimating Drew McIntyre. Like this match, I think is going to be really, really good. So I really enjoyed their match. They had a Clash at the Castle, but
Such a banger.
now you add a stipulation to it. Man, it's about to be crazy.
Okay.
That match was such a good
All right.
match.
Yeah.
We got another match to where I feel this was kind of just created at the last second. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. I get why they had to put them on the card. Liv Morgan, just the work she did, like you can get for MVP for the women's division, just for last year. So just to get for that respect. And Bailey was just like women's champion last year, and now this year she's not champion. Lyra Valkyria, the women's intercontinental champion, and you're definitely trying to push her and put her in the limelight. So I get why, but I feel it was just you could have tried to just made a more creative way to try to get some of these names on the card. In terms of who wins, I think Liv and Raquel just definitely win the match. And I think maybe they try to do something with Bailey and Lyra Valkyria moving forward. Yeah, and that I think is gonna be a good match.
This match honestly could be a sleeper as well. Like bell to bell wise, I think this tag team match could be really, really good. Um, I kind of feel like they're gonna give it to Bailey and Lyra though. I feel like they're about to tell some story where it's like Liv and Raquel and the Judgment Day are about to implode and break up. And then Bailey and Lyra probably gonna have like this little story where like because Lyra has talked about like one of her inspirations in wrestling has been Bailey. So I could see them like being tag champs together, and then like of course Bailey's still eyeing that Intercontinental Championship, and eventually like they have another match, Bailey loses, and that causes like the jealousy and frustration. You know how that story goes, and the best
Mm.
friends implode and stuff like that. Something tells me they're about to do something like that. So I'm gonna say Bailey and Lyra.
Oh man, yeah, I know how everybody know how I feel about Liv Morgan. That's a woman right there. But in ring, You know, I think though it'll be a good match. I just think Liv and Raquel retain the titles. Because it wouldn't make sense for them to lose at this point. I feel like they're like flowing within their tag run again. So I think they stick with the titles and that's it.
No, yeah, I just feel like though whoever wins, I feel like the WWE should just put a little bit more of an effort into just trying to build the women's tag division, just so just you can try to just do 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 better storylines. I just don't think just throwing them together in a match is just the way to go. But
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have matches like that at Mania. Like if you don't have like Money in the Bank or like some type of special battle royal that means something, then you're gonna have to fit people in matches like this. So there's people on the off the card who are not even on there. Alexa Bliss not even on the show. They brought her back.
Word.
Sheamus ain't on the. Sami Zayn not on the show. Like some people who ain't on the show that probably should be on the show, but it's like you only got so many spots. So
facts, facts. The Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental
Whoop,
Championship.
whoop.
Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Dom versus Finn Balor. I think this has potential to be just the best match of the whole weekend. I definitely think that Dominic Mysterio should win this match because I definitely think then you could definitely build towards him and Finn Balor and then kind of end the whole Judgment Day thing. And I don't think Braun should really hold anymore. I feel like his run was kind of mid too. I guess they just wanted to see what he can do just being a champion. He's definitely a crazy athlete though, so I feel like whoever he gets in the ring with, they're gonna have a banger of a match. But and then you got Penta, definitely getting a crazy push. He's definitely a great acquisition by WWE. I don't think you got to put the title on him yet, but I think Dom has done enough to, just to be a singles champion again. So I would like to see Dom win this match.
I definitely want to see Dom win for sure. Um, I think Braun is definitely moving up on the card. He's bound to be world champion for sure. Penta will still be in a good spot, especially now that his brother's in WWE, so they can always put them in a tag team or whatever they want to do. I kind of feel like Finn might win though. I think they might tell the story of
Mm,
Finn wins and then Dom beats Finn after that. So, like Finn maybe like steals the victory from Dom in the match, something like that, or maybe Finn does pin Dom in the match to win the title, and then because Dom's kind of starting to get babyface reactions a little bit. So that's what I said goes to my when I talked about the women's tag team match. I think the Judgment Day ain't gonna be around too much longer. I think they're about to start kind of imploding and Finn winning and Liv not having a title anymore. Dom getting screwed. I could see him gloating like like I'm the leader or whatever stuff like that, and then kind of like not feeling like nah, bro, like this ain't it, bro. Like, and then I could see a scenario where Dom snatches the title from Finn. You know what I mean? So I kind of think they might go in that direction, but I would like to see Dom win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking the same. I got Dom winning at Mania. I just feel like it's his time, you know? He's always been the person in the group who's always helping someone or trying to get someone their shot. But like he needs his own shot. He's been just last year he put up like the most wrestling matches, so he's been putting in the work. He definitely could wrestle because if you guys had watched the match when he was going up against Penta and he was just backing out move after move, and that's when you got the crowd reaction like, damn, we can't even boo Dom anymore, like because this is actually a good match and whatnot. So I feel like he's definitely gonna maybe take over in that Judgment Day spot, even if they do break up. But I feel like with him winning is gonna get Finn to the point where it's just like now Finn is just jealous, but it's not like he's holding it in anymore. He's like outwards jealous towards Dom, and then you get that going. Yeah, I feel like Braun Breaker also moves up, but I think he also still needs time to just develop a little bit more because you don't see Braun Breaker coming out week after week cutting promos. It's just more of his aura and like his presence, like the crowd just barking. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not really like him doing anything. It's just him being who he is. I feel like he has to incorporate like the promo aspect of it too, and like seeing if you could really put him up against somebody else. Because his matches so far, it's not really like him putting in the work. I mean, not him putting in the work, but him confronting someone, feel me, in a promo matter. It's really just I'm more dominant than you. I'm gonna see you in the ring and I'm gonna win. Basically, that's how I feel his run has been. And then Penta, he'll have his opportunities in WWE. I like how they put him in the match though. You know, his rookie year, basically, he's getting these type of opportunities. But I feel like he could really take over in the tag division on Raw. I feel like that's where he should head for now. But I think this is the match of the weekend.
Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be a great match. So I'm interested to see who comes out the winner. Um, Bianca, Rhea, Io. Um, I feel like WWE tried to go in so many different directions just with this build up and just this match. I'm still I'm still gonna stand on this island and say the match should have been Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. That's just my personal opinion. I understand putting Io Sky in the match. She's great in every aspect, but you could have did this after WrestleMania. It wasn't like she was going anywhere. Bianca earned her spot. And Rhea was the champion. Then you did Rhea giving Io a favor. Now she wins, but then she ends up getting the rematch, and now she's in the match, and it's a triple. Like, I hope Bianca just wins it and she just keeps her WrestleMania streak. I think Rhea has held the title for long enough. She's definitely a good champion, but that's another person who we should want to see what stories can we do with her not holding a title. And then for Io Sky, I think you could still definitely go in the direction of Bianca versus Io. But I feel like Bianca has earned, just this her spot, and I think she wins at Mania.
Yeah, I'm right along with you. I think Bianca keeps the streak alive. Uh, I don't really like the way they incorporated Rhea into the match because it was like sort of forceful in the way that she took it. So it was like basically overshadowing everything that Bianca had done to get into that match. And then, yeah, to your point, her giving Io Sky the match. Once she did it after Elimination Chamber, I felt like something was up because it wouldn't really make sense. You would have just done it before or at the event, and then you see where you could go from there. But they, the way WWE put it, I guess she dropped the title and then you put Rhea in there. But I think Bianca still takes it. Yeah.
I think Io is going to retain at WrestleMania. I think Naomi is going to cost Bianca the match, and then she's going back into that feud with her and Jade. And then I think they're going to tell the story between Rhea and Io, where Rhea's trying to get back the championship, trying to beat somebody that she's never beaten before because she hasn't beaten Io yet. So I think they're going to tell that story of Rhea trying to prove that she can beat Io. Io's kind of been like pretty much overlooked in this match between Bianca and Rhea. They're kind of like been pushing her around, not really paying attention to her. Like, but Io's the champ. She's like, hey, I'm still here. Like I'm the champion right now. So I think Io is going to win. That's my pick.
Okay, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a great match. So another one where it potentially could be match of the whole weekend. Um, the main event. Just before we even get into it, how did you feel initially just about John Cena's heel turn on Malik?
I didn't know how to feel about it at first. I was kind of like I don't know iffy about it. I feel like if they would have done it, it would have been better. Like in my head, like in its peak, in his prime. So John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time. That's my guy right there. So him turning heel, I was like, I'm not against it, but he never really needed it for me. I'm like, he doesn't really have to if they don't want to, but I understand why they would do it. But now that where we are, I understand the aspect of the story they've been telling. Okay, I get why they're doing it and everything. So um, I think it was a good decision overall for where we got into. Depending on how WrestleMania ends, I guess I'll say.
Right. We definitely spoke about it on this platform before. I definitely think it was an interesting decision to say the least. I definitely get why they did it. Um, just why not just go out with a bang? Just something that nobody thought that we would ever see. I'm still interested to see how is The Rock involved in this because I feel like you can't just have him do what they did at Elimination Chamber and just not explain to us how it all connects. So I'm still waiting to see that. I do think they're going to tell it. I just hope they tell it the right way. But in terms of Cody versus John Cena, I hope that John Cena wins this match. Cody Rhodes, his championship reign has been okay. I will give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think it's been nothing spectacular. Cody Rhodes has been around WWE for a long time. I remember the dashing Cody Rhodes when Cody Rhodes was with Legacy. So I definitely think putting him as the face of WWE, I think he has earned it. I just think, John Cena's last WrestleMania, I do think he should win here. You can have Cody win back the title down the line, but I just think he should win number 17 at WrestleMania. Am I being John Cena biased? Hell yeah. Because John Cena is one of my favorite of all time. I definitely think he's a Mount Rushmore candidate. And I just think, once again, we spoke earlier, but just about the moment, I think him winning that at Mania, the main event, I just think you can't write a story a better way.
100%. So I actually like Cody Rhodes a lot. Um, I've enjoyed his run as champion a lot. I thought he's been a pretty good champion. I like the stories that he's been a part of, everything that happened before he won the championship. But I feel like where the story has gone, I just think it makes the most sense for Cena to win now at this stage. If this was babyface Cena versus babyface Cody, then I would go in a different direction. But I feel like you turn John Cena heel, you got to capitalize on that by having him become the champion. And then I think Cody goes on an arc where he's trying to chase John Cena down to stop him from ruining wrestling, as he said, right? He wants to retire the championship and ruin wrestling for everybody. I think that's going to be Cody's mission, where he gets screwed. That's where I think The Rock shows up. They'll screw Cody Rhodes, basically what they tried to do last year, they're going to do this year. And Cody just goes on an arc where he just feels like he let the fans down. He's like, I got to make up for it. I'm gonna make sure that I take down John Cena and I get the title back, and he's gonna have to go through all these obstacles and hoops and everything. So I think Cena wins, and that's part of the reason why I think CM Punk wins the triple threat too, because I think they're going to tell a Cena and Punk feud for the championship after Mania, and then Rollins and Roman are going to have their thing. That's where I said that Seth is like, look where Punk is at now. He's moved on to the championship picture. He's fighting for the world championship. He shouldn't be in this position, but you allowed him in this position by putting him in this spot, and then he won the main event. That's where I see the whole story playing out. And I think they'll probably throw Randy in there, like Randy and Cena probably at Backlash. So I think they're going to tell some stories like that for that aspect. So if The Rock doesn't show up, then I don't think Cody loses. I don't see Cena beating Cody by himself. I think it's going to take like a screw job type thing. But for where the story has gone, I just think it makes the most sense for Cena to win. If Cody does win, I'm not going to be mad about it. I would kind of be like, okay, what direction are we going from here? I'd like to see. I'll be interested to see where they go, but I feel like the most logical thing is for Cena to win.
Yeah, I like that little CM Punk spot that you brought up with him and John Cena, especially when John Cena used the curb stomp from Seth to kind of use to win the chamber. So I like that. But yeah, I'm also a big Cody guy. I feel like some of his best work that he's done since he's been back was when he was trying to chase the championship. So you wouldn't be put in a bad spot if he was to lose at Mania, especially since he's still the face of WWE. So he definitely does have to get screwed over though in order for him to lose. I can't see this form of John Cena outright beating Cody Rhodes in a match, especially since the people that he's been facing before leading up to this. I don't think Cody Rhodes is outright losing to John Cena. But there's definitely more stories for John Cena after if he wins at Mania. So I feel like you do have to sort of shift that direction. But Cody Rhodes is going to still be the underlying figure for the championship. I feel like he does have to, at some point, get the championship back. I don't know when it will be, but it'll have to be like before John Cena retires, maybe like a farewell match for him, and then you end it off like that. But yeah, I'm just expecting something to come out the hat, man. I don't know what WWE has planned. If you had noticed, the first time Rock came out at Bad Blood, he did the 3, and then Elimination Chamber, he counted the 2. So I feel like there's like one more big something that we're missing. So I feel like that's what comes up at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. The match should be good. They're both 2 good wrestlers, well, great wrestlers, and I just want to see how that story plays out and how could we cap off WrestleMania for this year. John Cena.
Yeah. So, do y'all think that we see the appearance from Stone Cold? Does he help Cody Rhodes retain in some way the championship?
I mean, he might show up, but I don't think he should play it. Even if he shows up, I still think Cody has to lose. It's got to be one of those scenarios where people think Austin is here to help, but he tries to help, but it's not good enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
one of those type of scenarios. Would be crazy if Austin came out and then he stunned Cody too. That'd be wild as fuck.
Now everybody turning heel.
That would be insane.
It's the OGs now against Cody. It's
Yeah.
the OGs against Cody, man. That'd be wild.
Yeah, that would definitely be wild. So that's the whole weekend right there. Definitely a lot of crazy matchups. I want to see how all these storylines unfold. Once again, though, I want to thank you for coming on the platform. I know you definitely did your own prediction blog. You can just tell everybody, but like where they can find your videos at and your platform.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. Narcolepsy Boy 94, all social platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, man. Appreciate you guys for having me on, man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
pulling up, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem.
all
Anytime.
right, man. Be safe, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.